Biomodulina T, medicamento biológico útil para restituir el déficit inmunológico. Eficaz en pacientes ancianos con infecciones respiratorias a repetición. Actualmente se desarrollan ensayos clínicos para extender su uso en niños con afectaciones del timo y como terapia complementaria en pacientes oncológicos con VIH-Sida y sepsis severa. Biomodulina T, singular por su carácter no hemoderivado, un producto de Biosen. Con más de 20 años al servicio del Sistema Nacional de Salud, una apuesta de la ciencia cubana por la vida.
Hola a todos, nos encontramos en el canal de YouTube de La Estancia. Hoy vamos a elaborar un cóctel autor llamado Cubanísimo, inspirado en uno de los grandes de la coctelería cubana, el cubanito, pero esta vez usando técnicas vanguardistas, con notas misteriosas bañadas en un sabor umami y cubiertas por un manto de aire de limón. Los ingredientes son los siguientes: salsa gastrique, cordial de cítrico, fast wash de ron y bacon, unas gotas de humo líquido, aire de limón y nuestro producto estrella, jugo de tomate de La Estancia. Procedemos, fríamos la coctelera. Media onza de salsa gastrique, media onza de cordial de cítrico, onza y media de fast wash, unas gotas de humo líquido para darle ese sabor ahumado, completamos con jugo de tomate, y aire de limón. Friamos con un poco de hielo seco. Bueno, mi gente, si les gustó el video, suscríbase a nuestro canal y no olvides en darnos un like.
Un favorable ambiente para los negocios se propicia en Cuba con la aprobación en el año 2014 de la Ley número 118 de la inversión extranjera y sus normas complementarias. Atractivos incentivos fiscales se suman a muchas otras ventajas que invitan a seleccionar al país como plaza de inversión. La Corporación Alimentaria S.A. Coralsa está identificada como parte cubana en negocios con inversión extranjera en la industria alimentaria en Cuba. Constituida en el año 1995, Coralsa es una sociedad mercantil de capital cubano con participación accionaria en empresas mixtas dedicadas a la producción industrial y la comercialización de alimentos. Una compañía perfecta cuando su interés es invertir en Cuba. Ubicada en la céntrica localidad de Miramar, al oeste de La Habana, la sede de la corporación se encuentra en la calle 14, entre Primera y Tercera, muy cerca del centro de negocios, así como de la principal zona hotelera, de oficinas comerciales y sedes diplomáticas de la capital cubana, lo que permite una fácil accesibilidad a los socios y potenciales inversionistas. Con un personal altamente calificado y comprometido, la experiencia acumulada durante estas más de 2 décadas ha permitido que hoy Coralsa cuente en el país con 11 negocios, 9 de ellos con inversión extranjera directa y 2 sociedades mercantiles de capital cubano que involucran a la industria cervecera, cárnica, de bebidas, láctea, confitera y molinera. Las empresas en las que Coralsa participa como accionista se encuentran posicionadas y lideran el mercado doméstico por la presencia y calidad de sus productos, así como la eficiencia que las caracteriza. La mayoría de ellas distribuye a lo largo de todo el territorio nacional a importantes clientes, donde se destacan todas las cadenas hoteleras y de tiendas del país, además de realizar exportaciones de productos con excelente calidad, como las aguas y refrescos, manteca de cacao, cervezas, helados y harina de trigo. Anualmente se facturan entre las compañías asociadas a Coralsa un nivel aproximado de 450 millones de CUC a precios mayoristas, con un índice de utilidades promedio de 20 centavos por peso de venta. Se ejecutan exportaciones por un valor cercano al $1.000.000 y los dividendos de la corporación oscilan entre los 70 millones de CUC. Coralsa cuenta entre sus partners con prestigiadas compañías a nivel internacional, desde pymes hasta renombradas multinacionales de diferentes latitudes y características, que dan muestras de su confianza y la solidez alcanzada en la dirección conjunta de empresas. Coralsa desempeña un papel decisivo en el programa de desarrollo de la industria alimentaria en Cuba y tiene proyecciones de crecimiento sostenible. Para ello, cuenta con un amplio y atractivo portafolio de proyectos y oportunidades de negocios para la inversión foránea, que se sustentan en el conocimiento del mercado y las potencialidades de la industria. Los principales intereses se encuentran en el desarrollo de la producción de lácteos, procesamiento del frijol de soya para la producción de aceite y harina, jugos, alimentos instantáneos, confituras y bebidas. Cada proyecto cuenta con propuesta de localización, destacando un gran número de ellos ubicados en la novedosa Zona Especial de Desarrollo Mariel. Los objetivos fundamentales para la inversión extranjera se encaminan a la modernización del plantel tecnológico, el aumento de las capacidades productivas, el fomento de las exportaciones, generar encadenamientos productivos y la satisfacción de la creciente demanda del mercado interno. En los últimos 2 años, Coralsa ha concretado 3 nuevas empresas mixtas, a lo que se suman grandes avances en las actuales negociaciones de otros proyectos de inversiones conjuntas, que se traducirán felizmente en más productos, calidad superior, mayor variedad y mejor oferta para el mercado. Con su primer cuarto de siglo, Coralsa se muestra como un sólido aliado para sus negocios, que le ofrece la garantía de un gran futuro en Cuba. Coralsa, presente y futuro garantizados.
to hundreds of international cigar aficionados.
They have flocked to Havana now for the annual cigar.
Un español de origen colombiano, Miguel Méndez, se proclamó ayer en Cuba campeón del concurso mundial Habano Sommelier en el marco del Festival Internacional del Habano que esta semana tenía.
En cada uno de estos festivales se hacen lanzamientos de nuevos productos, se hacen ediciones limitadas y regionales y es un evento importantísimo de promoción y publicidad de La Habana.
Bueno, el Festival del Habano surge para mostrar a todo el mundo la esencia del habano, desde su propio origen, en su cuna. ¿Cómo? Pues organizando un gran evento en el cual se pudieran reunir pues, amantes del habano, distribuidores, detallistas, medios de comunicación y aficionados al puro de todo el mundo.
Muy buenos días, sean todos bienvenidos a esta.
Good morning, be welcome to this fourth and last day of the Business Forum Cuba 2021. We have had the opportunity of sharing and exchanging on businesses and investments in Cuba. We will be welcoming some companies which are strategic, energy, tourism, agro-food industry, and biopharmaceutical sectors. We will now welcome Antonio Carricarde, Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce of the Republic of Cuba. Thank you very much. Yasmani, my greetings to the participants in this forum. I would also like to welcome you to this young panel of young experts on tourism, Suyen Rivero Martinez, Business Director of the Ministry of Tourism, Michelle Machado Miranda, Director of Joint Ventures of Gran Caribe Hotel Network, and Joslandi Alvarez Melena, main senior specialist of business of Cubanacan Tourism Group. Tourism has been one of the main engines of the Cuban economy, and given the exceptional attractions and cultural and historical patrimony of our island, it will continue to be one of the main sectors of the National Development Plan by the year 2030. A main objective pursued by the development of tourism is to diversify tourism destinations in addition to the beach and sand tourism in Cuba. We have a great potential to diversify that, and I will draw your attention on the well-being and life quality and relaxation tourism, where we have a huge potential. In order to speak about these modalities and opportunities in the new portfolio launched by the Minister of Foreign Trade and Foreign Investment at the beginning of this forum, I would like to give the floor to Cumbert Tsuying, Director for Businesses at the Ministry of Tourism. Thank you. I am very grateful of this opportunity to speak about the foreign investment businesses and the opportunity portfolio that we have opened for all persons interested in the world. We have 27 joint ventures in our hotel business. In every case, they have managed to return their investments. We have 4 joint venture companies whose social object is to develop real estates linked to tourism. We have also approved 97 management and marketing contracts in hotels for 16 hotel networks with very good results. They have already been well established. In our country, we have 2 service management contracts and 1 international service contract for the construction and reconstruction of facilities. We have 2 administration contracts for services. Companies, Cubanacan, Cuba Golf, and Gran Caribe, are at the advanced stage of negotiations in a group of businesses under the modality of joint ventures. For the first quarter of next year, the tourism group Gaviota will be presenting a group of contracts with new tour operators in the world, thus diversifying operations in our country. Regarding the portfolio of opportunities, we have 106 projects available for businesses, 29 for new hotel developments, 32 for thematic parks, and 1 for real estates associated to tourism. There are also 4 projects under the modality of economic administration contracts, 65 projects for administration and marketing contracts for hotels. You would be able to evaluate businesses such as leasing contracts, franchise contracts, different contractual forms included in the new policy of our ministry. We offer new projects under the modality of service administration contracts. You will be able to find contracts in extra hotel services, marinas, accommodation linked to nature tourism. In addition to these projects, we are open to evaluate any business proposal from any foreign business people interested in investing in our sector. Thank you very much for your detailed information, particularly when it comes to the flexibility with which we are doing business to increase the participation of potential foreign investors in Cuba. who would be no doubt interested in investing in tourism in Cuba. Of the business projects that have been approved, almost 50% are tourism businesses. And we would like Joslandi to speak about the experiences of Cubanacan, one of the groups where we have seen a greater materialization of businesses. Good morning, Chairman. First of all, thanks for this possibility to speak about foreign investments opportunities. The hotel group Cubanacan was founded in 1987. We are present throughout our entire country. We have approximately 115 facilities and 17,000 extra hotel facilities. We have 5 hotel brands in different modalities. We have Hotels E and Cubanacan Hotels for the city hotels, Horizontes for nature tourism, and Club Amigo and Brisas at the main beach resorts. We're also present in the main patrimonial cities of the country. When it comes to foreign investments, our company was the first company to found a joint venture in Cuba, Cubacan. And we have as many as 16 joint ventures. 9 of them manage 12 hotels with more than 8,000 rooms, accounting for approximately 27% of the total amount of rooms of the Cubanacan group. We have 22 administration contracts, and in the case of these 12 joint ventures, we have a duplicity. I mean, they are joint ventures, but at the same time, they are managed through a contract for the administration and marketing of hotel services. Right now, we have relations with Meliá, Iberostar, Blau. We have Mutu, a company that recently joined our group, and Believe, which is a Spanish company. We have as many as 16 new opportunities for administration and marketing contracts in the main destinations where Cubanacan is present: Pinar del Rio, Havana, and the eastern part of the province of the country, namely Camagüey, Las Tunas, Santiago de Cuba, and Granma. And we have 13 new hotels for joint ventures concentrated in Havana, Camagüey, the northern part of Holguín, Banes municipality, and Pilón municipality in Granma. As you said, for us, the experience in the development and implementation of foreign investment modalities have had the best results for companies, because these businesses have become some of the most important products of our company in terms of hotel facilities. In Havana, as well as in Varadero, where we concentrate the bulk of these investments, we have the main hotels as recognized not only by us but also by international authorities. We have Hotel Parque Central, Meliá Habana, and in Varadero, Royal Icacos, Meliá Las Américas, and Meliá Varadero. We have also in Trinidad, Iberostar Trinidad, one of the main joint ventures that we have in that province. We also have a joint venture in the province of Shanghai in China, where Cubanacan is also a shareholder of that joint venture, operating the Great Kempinski Shanghai. Thank you very much, Yoslandi. Your explanation has been most interesting. We can assure that we will have a very significant development in the future. In addition of being one of the main businesses in our island, tourism has also been very significant in the contracts of International Economic Association, particularly the administration and marketing contracts. In the hotel business, Gran Caribe is one of the pioneers in this modality. What are the potential and opportunities in these new opportunities portfolio? What are the opportunities for further development in the island in this modality? Well, first of all, Gran Caribe was founded on August the 1st, 1994. Back then, we had 6,297 rooms. 27 years after, we have managed to double that figure. Today, we have 13,859 rooms distributed in the resorts of Havana, Cayo Largo del Sur, Cienfuegos, Varadero, and Jardines del Rey in the province of Ciego de Ávila. As you said, Gran Caribe, since the very beginning, bet on this for investment modality, the hotel administration and management contract. Today, we have 23 administration contracts operating 27 hotels of our group and more than 8,500 rooms. That is, we have more than 60% of our total number of rooms operating under this modality. This has made it possible to acquire a know-how that has favored an improvement of the different hotel processes, as well as we have managed to increase by more than 40% the main economic and financial yields. Obviously, this has been a win-win business for all partners. Gran Caribe has 64 hotel facilities. 42 of them are 4- and 5-star hotels scattered throughout the main tourist resort in our country. These 34 facilities are the emblematic hotels in Cuba, namely Havana Libre, Hotel Nacional, Meliá, among others. We have 6 joint ventures operating 2 hotels and more than 500 rooms. As part of the promotion of our business portfolio, based on the proclamation of Law 118, we are at the final stage of the negotiation of 3 joint venture projects in Havana, which will increase by more than 1,500 rooms, 5-star rooms. We have 2 International Economic Association contracts to be signed in the next few days to increase by more than 1,500 rooms of our group. As the business director said, our group has been present in different resorts in the country. Our portfolio includes administration and marketing contracts, joint ventures, and the International Economic Association contracts through the creation of a common fund for the exploitation, construction, and reconstruction of facilities with a certain degree of deterioration. We have more than 20 projects in our opportunities portfolio scattered through the resorts of Havana, Isle of Youth, Key Largo, Cienfuegos, Varadero, and an emergency resort, which is the Santa Lucia Beach Resort. Particularly in this resort, we have 4 opportunities for joint ventures with more than 2,000 rooms and an estimated investment amounting to $300 million. These are the main features of our group. And now we can see an audiovisual material for you to know where we have our main investment opportunities. We will show you the spot.
This material illustrates the excellent attractions of Cuba. They are the main source for the growth of tourism. I like to say also, however, that we have a health safety and social safety thanks to the control over COVID-19 in Cuba, the low crime rate. All of these are positive attractions for foreign investors. After listening to these experiences, I'd like to convey to you also, or I would like to give the floor to Gilberto Perez, the director and manager of Mosaicos Hoteles S.A., one of the long-standing investors in Cuba, even before the passing of the present foreign investment law. We would like to hear from him his experience about his experiences and operations. Go on, Gilberto. Good morning. The speaker is not being heard. It was also, our hotels were the first ones to be built with foreign investment, particularly Sol Palmeras, opened in 1990, the first hotel with a foreign investment, and also the first one on the foreign management, and the first one where the Meliá chain managed the operations there. With this DNA as pioneers and founders, we can say that we have also been proof that in Cuba there's also life after the expiry of the initial authorizations. We have been operating in Cuba for over 30 years. We negotiated on a major investment and expansion plan in 2018, and as a result of that, we extended and widened our authorization as a company and its assets. And today, we are involved in this ambitious investment process that will lead us to an expansion and modernization of our 4 hotels worth $200 million. Our hotels are Meliá Habana, Sol Palmeras, Meliá Varadero, and Meliá Las Américas. Additionally, we have the investment of Mosaic Hotels through Trocuba S.A. Trocuba S.A. is also a joint venture with our partners and friends from Cubanacan. It is the company carrying out investments in a new hotel in Trinidad in the south center of Cuba. It will be called Meliá Trinidad Peninsula, and we believe it will be a new jewel of Cuban tourism. It is a hotel that is being built. About 70% of it is finished, and in the midst of difficulties, the pandemic and so on, we continue working very hard together with our partners in the development of this investment that should be concluded by late 2022. I say it again, we are the pioneers and we are a little bit old in this process. We are not tired at all, though. We don't feel comfortable. We are very active. We are very proactive, and we do want to continue with our projects and identify new ones. Mosaico and Omasis partners are 2 important companies. with a long Cuban experience for over 25 years, Save Investments, an investment fund incorporated in London in 1995, specifically for the development of investments in Cuba, and Meliá Hotels International, which is well known to you all, the first Spanish chain, one of the leaders in the Ibero-American market, and the biggest foreign company in Cuba. Our partners are all the time reiterating their willingness and wish to expand their presence in Cuba in a context when there are so many difficulties but also opportunities and challenges. We believe it is the right time to negotiate with our partner Cubanacan and the Ministry of Tourism in full candor and confidence, as always in our relationships, to carry out new projects. So much so that as a premise, I am telling you, we will start negotiations with Cubanacan for an eventual expansion, a second expansion of Miramar with a $30 million investment plan. And we are permanently open to discussing other projects. We have accrued a lot of experience in the last few years, and I think that with that we can say that in spite of difficulties, foreign investment of tourism in Cuba is real and can be proved. We've got earnings for over $150 billion. So it's been a tremendously success story. And we are convinced that with the new approaches and the refining of the institutional vision on foreign investment in Cuba, we will be able and be in a better position to expand, refine, and further develop our presence as investors in Cuba. Finally, I would like to say that we understand that tourism is a purely real estate investment when it comes to the hotels, and it is capital intensive. Therefore, and in the absence of other financing choices, these investments are necessary. We need other sources of financing, thus allowing the country to appropriate financial resources to other more urgent structures and needs as food, telecommunications, etc. And in that sense, we believe that the stated willingness and the shown willingness to have a new foreign investment for tourism is the right decision and meets a need. You can count on us as usual, and we are ready to open in a creative and confident way and a serious way, as we have always done, to overcome any obstacles and threats that together we have been facing every day to this moment. Thank you very much for your words. We hope that those experiences become a good reference for potential investors in tourism. We are giving them top priority for the 2030 development plan, and also thanks taking into account the business interests the panelists have shown to us. We thank them all for being here. We just hope that they can see the many projects in our portfolio and that we can exchange in the next few days based on their needs and requirements. Thank you very much. And let's have the next panel, which is about biotechnology in Cuba. Let's continue with the next panel. I am pleased to introduce biotechnology representatives and welcome the panelists, Ariel Diaz Esteves, head of the Department of Exports of BioCuba Pharma, and Kubler Rodriguez, managing and marketing director of BioCuba Pharma. Biotechnology is one of the great sectors in the economy and social life of Cuba. It is in charge of manufacturing nearly 60% of the drugs of the Cuban basic drug scheme, with an impact on the main health programs of the country, and also with an economic impact because it is among the main product lines for exports. This time, and to refer to the main business modalities and the products that can be offered as exports, be them generics or biotechnology or products or new biosimilar products, and the portfolio of opportunities in this sector, we will give the floor to Aileen Diaz. Thank you very much. BioCuba Pharma is the group that the speak is not being heard. On February the 7th, we will turn 9 years. And the companies that originated it have been there for 35 years or more. These are companies that have the whole close the whole cycle. They go from research to the marketing of products being developed. That includes a wide number of drugs, from generics, biotechnology products, vaccines, equipment, diagnostic kits, diagnostic method, and includes 32 enterprises, 80 production manufacturing lines, 61 for drugs, and 9 for medical kits and equipment, and the personnel includes 20,000 people. BioCuba Pharma has 10 marketing entities, and many of them have international prestige and are widely known as the Center for Scientific Research, the Center for Biotechnology Engineering, Pharmacuba. They, for years, have been marketing their products, and therefore they are widely known internationally. We are exporting over 40 to over 45 countries. We have 750 health registers in different parts of the world. The main objective of our entity was to have an impact on health, and we include in that health in Cuba with an integrated health program. It goes from prevention, diagnosing, and treatment and curing of various diseases. We manufacture vaccine for the immunization project, and we fight cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, hearing impairments, and we have a screening program for which we have developed 33 diagnostic methods for 19 pathologies in the various stages of life, including pregnant women, newly born children, and epidemiological surveillance of transmissible and non-transmissible diseases. As I said, the vaccine program includes a number of them, manufactured for our immunization program, and they are also used in the world, like those for hepatitis, Haemophilus influenzae, the pentavalent vaccine for 5 diseases, and we have advanced much on hexavalent for pneumococcus also. Integrated plan for diabetic patients. So we have biosensing glucometers down to a series of drugs to support treatments as erythropoietin, hipoglycosanol, also equipment. There's a leading equipment that is Prospect, which is a drug used for treating patients having diabetic foot ulcer, that is the recombinant human growth factor that contributes to the epithelialization and healing of ulcers, thus preventing amputations in over 75% of cases. With that, persons can go back to life and society and improve their life quality. the cancer diagnostic and treatment and program for cervix cancer, colorectal cancer, and others, and a series of drugs, complementary drugs for cancer therapies with many cytostatics, generics, biosimilars are the ones you mentioned, that's erythropoietin, and we have developed also innovative products for cancer, such as limbotufat, known as Imager. It is a monoclonal antibody for treating head, neck, esophagus, and pancreas cancers with good results in Cuba and abroad. We also have eberferon, which is a drug for treating non-melanomic skin cancer, and Civamax, which are two vaccines developed by Cuba Pharma for treating advanced lung cancer in the small cells. The Civamax has treated patients who have survived for over 7 years. These vaccines prevent also or control long-term diseases. They protect and prolong patient survival. They improve their life quality, and they are very safe. We have also a series of projects from human placentas for treating vitiligo, psoriasis, alopecia, and that includes cosmetic products that are being used to revive skin for facial and capillary treatment. There is a clinic for that brings patients from all over the world, and they are treated with the products that are manufactured. We also have natural products, including nutritional supplements from natural sources like sugarcane, bee wax, and also cardiology equipment, also those for treating hearing impairment, from diagnosing to treating these conditions, plus agricultural and animal health products, including Lavac, which is an immunogenic drug for controlling ticks, and Infobac for treating the classic swine fever that has taken place in the country. All these products are in the BioCuba Pharma catalog, the exports product catalog. As you said, they are manufactured for the Cuban population, but also for exports. On the website of our organization, you can see it. Thank you very much, Eileen. Have you seen it is a wide spectrum of products being offered by BioCuba Pharma? They have a long experience, and now we would like David Cubero to refer to the impact these products have had on Cuban health programs and how they can be linked also to export activities under the various business agreements BioCuba Pharma has signed. Thank you very much. In biopharmaceuticals, our business group implements or the use, manufacturing and use and selling of these products based on the scientific development that took place in early years, that is based on the investments in science from the early years of the revolution. And with that, we have been able to turn science in an important sector of the Cuban economy. As she explained, the main role of the business group is to have an impact on the Cuban population's health and to have also an impact on the economy through exports we carry out. The business group has several research and development programs, and we continue investing on those projects, including prophylactic and therapeutical vaccines, biopharmaceutical products, biosimilars, medical equipment, diagnostic kits, products used in neurotechnology and neurosciences, and these are having an increasing role as to the impact on the sector, and several technologies we are also developing for dentistry. As to the pharmaceutical development of these products, the business group is working on their licensing agreements with foreign partners, and essentially we are seeking to get venture capital funds from institutions to carry out these projects. In the presentation, you will see the link of the website of the business group. There you have the file and the portfolio, showing the business portfolio of the group. With this science investment, we're able to deal with the pandemic and reorient many of the products that were being researched on for other therapies during the pandemic to face COVID-19. This is the case of interference. Interference were products that we have been developing since the beginning of biotechnology efforts in Cuba. And during the pandemic, interferon alpha and a mix of alpha and gamma interferons as iberferon to treat suspected cases and patients with mild conditions of the disease with very encouraging results. With this, we were able to introduce the product in the protocol of the Ministry of Health for treating the disease. And even in our joint ventures abroad, we have a joint venture in China, in Shangchun, where we transferred the interferon technology from the biotechnology center to that country, and interferon in China also had a role to play in facing COVID. Another product developed by our sector is the Cobenza peptide. It is a peptide that had been worked on before to treat another disease, in this case rheumatoid arthritis, and using this product for critical and patients in a serious condition allowed us to lower lowering mortality rates very much. As you know, we are below the regions and the world averages. That's relevant results, and essentially this is the result of the use of this product, Cobenza, with 76% of recovery among critical patients, and also polizumab, which is anti-CDC monoclonal antibody for psoriasis. And in this case, the product was also used to treat patients with a critical and serious condition, and 64% of them recovered after using this product on them. Both products logically have been authorized to be used in emergency situations by the Cuban Drug Authority. Another product was nalcelferon. Nalcelferon is an intranasal administration of a recombinant alpha interferon as a prophylaxis. This product was used or was given to our cooperants who came from abroad, and also was given to red line high-risk personnel. And in all cases, the interferon has allowed to protect over 99% of persons who have been given it. After, of course, using the authorization, and Nobinadet, which is a product manufactured by the National Biopreparation Center. It has had a great impact on the elderly population. It has been used to reinforce or to boost immunization, and this has lowered the mortality rate from acute respiratory diseases among elderly persons, with very good results to protect this population. The business group has also developed several serological diagnostic kits, and we had to develop that very quickly to deal with the diagnostic needs caused by the disease. These diagnostic kits have been developed by the Immunoassay Center with very good results. They are being increasingly used after their authorization by the Cuban Drug Authority. I will not elaborate on vaccines because during the first session of the forum last Monday, we explained, our vice president and the Finlay and Biotechnology Center people elaborated on the results of our vaccines and candidates with very good results. But I'll just say to you that these products were manufactured quickly through the combination of the strength of various centers, including the Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering Center and the ICA laboratories in the case of Abdala vaccine, and through the collaboration between the Center of Molecular Immunology and the Finlay Vaccine Center and the National Biopreparation Center in the case of the Soberana vaccine. The strength of all these centers, plus the development of other institutions and support of other sectors, allowed for these results we are having today with our vaccines. Therefore, we are promoting exchanges with our foreign partners through various business plans. These business plans, as you said, include licensing agreements for developments, and we share certain rights under our patents through the licensing of our patents for some countries, and the possibility that foreign partners can participate also in the development of our products according to the standard in the region where the partner is based. With that, we can penetrate the market right from the start of the product. We also have business for joint venture incorporation in other countries. We have a long experience in technology transfers to other countries. We have ventures in China. We've had joint ventures in Brazil, in India. In all cases, we have reached and signed agreements with foreign partners, thus being able to transfer technologies and train them in the manufacture of certain products to facilitate presence in those markets more quickly. We have a representation and distribution agreement, or we have a representation agreements through which we sell our products, as I explained, and we have other business plans as manufacturing contracts. We can manufacture in our facilities products from other foreign entities that want to manufacture in our facilities, and also foreign investment projects in our country that we are promoting. Recently, we opened the Center for Genetic and Engineering Center of Mariel, that is 100% Cuban, with full Cuban capital. It is a facility whose quality standards are first world standards. That shows that in the Mariel economic zone, there is a potential for investing and making progress with the development of our sector and widening the industrial base, biotechnology base there. So we are promoting this kind of businesses in this area. This is my presentation. Thank you very much for your opportunity to explain, for us to explain this. There are promising opportunities by BioCuba Pharma and Cuban biotechnology, which is a source of pride for our country, our people. Our country has been blockaded by the constraints of the blockade. Nevertheless, it has reached such a high level with high technologies, and now we can offer these results resulting from Cuban science to the world. And with these many modalities, we are ready to receive investors in Cuba or abroad to carry out any investment and business plan. We would like to thank you for your attendance, and we wish you success in your negotiations. Thank you very much.
We continue our panel this time to speak about renewable sources of energy. With us, Obel Concepcion Diaz, Director for Renewable Sources of Energy of the Electrical Union, and Ángel Delgado Núñez, Associate Director of the National Electrical Union. We would like to begin this panel with a presentation of a video illustrating the development of renewable sources of energy as well as the investment opportunities in this important sector.
Queremos crecer. Queremos construir. Queremos un futuro sostenible para todos. En este camino, para Cuba resulta una estrategia vital el tránsito hacia una matriz de generación de electricidad sin combustibles fósiles. La generación dependiente de los combustibles fósiles, en más de un 95%, tiene un alto costo e implica un alto grado de contaminación ambiental. Cada año se consumen más de 4 millones de toneladas de combustibles para la generación eléctrica, de los cuales el 59% es de producción nacional y el resto de importación. Ante esta situación, la solución estratégica es lograr que el 100% de la generación se realice con fuentes renovables, en combinación con un incremento sostenible del ahorro y la eficiencia energética. Estos desarrollos a corto plazo representarían producir 9.660 gigawatt-horas al año, el 37% con fuentes renovables, sustituir 2,3 millones de toneladas de combustibles al año, dejar de emitir a la atmósfera 8,5 millones de toneladas de CO2 anuales e incrementar las acciones de eficiencia energética para un ahorro estimado de 2.690 gigawatt-horas al año. Así, el país pretende un crecimiento a corto plazo de 2.104 megawatts en parques fotovoltaicos y 810 megawatts en parques eólicos, además de algún incremento de pequeñas hidroeléctricas. Al día de hoy, Cuba tiene una potencia fotovoltaica de 238 megawatts pico conectada a red, cuya instalación nos ha permitido el desarrollo de capacidades y la acumulación de experiencia en cuanto a la proyección, construcción y montaje de parques fotovoltaicos. Como es sabido, los valores de irradiación de nuestro país son muy favorables, con cifras cercanas a los 2.100 kWh metros cuadrados en el transcurso del año. Así, más allá del proyecto a corto plazo de instalación de los 2.104 megawatts, ya mencionado, existe la oportunidad de ejecutar nuevos proyectos, una vez que se cuenta con áreas preparadas para nuevos parques en muchos territorios del país. Por otra parte, la Unión Eléctrica desarrolla en 13 parques eólicos 6 proyectos como inversión estatal y 7 con inversión extranjera, que sumarían un total de 807,5 megawatts de potencia. Se considera, sin embargo, de acuerdo a los estudios de desarrollo y potencial eólico de la isla, que existen oportunidades de nuevas inversiones que permitirían alcanzar los 1.800 proyectados a más largo plazo. De esta forma, al día de hoy, en el programa de desarrollo de energía fotovoltaica se encuentran en cartera de oportunidades 7 posibles negocios para 31 parques fotovoltaicos que sumarían al sistema 190 megawatts de potencia. Con la mira en el objetivo central de lograr toda la generación con fuentes renovables, todavía existen en nuestro país muchas más posibilidades de crecimiento para esta rama en diversas áreas de nuestro territorio. Asimismo, se abren oportunidades para proyectos de generación de energía eólica por 993 megawatts de potencia. Las negociaciones con inversiones extranjeras encuentran su marco jurídico en la Ley número 118 de 2014, que establece un régimen de facilidades, garantías y seguridad jurídica al inversionista. Las empresas de capital totalmente extranjero tienen como incentivo la exención del pago de los aranceles de aduanas por la importación de maquinarias, equipos y otros medios necesarios durante el proceso inversionista, y la exención del pago del impuesto sobre utilidades por 8 años a partir del comienzo de sus operaciones, y una vez culminado dicho periodo, aplicar el 20% para el pago del impuesto por el resto de la vigencia del contrato. Las negociaciones de proyectos con inversión extranjera atraviesan 4 etapas que garantizan la legalidad y el mejor cumplimiento de los proyectos. Proceso de otorgamiento del proyecto, creación de la empresa de capital totalmente extranjero, construcción del proyecto y explotación o puesta en marcha. Por otra parte, la empresa exportadora de servicios técnicos especializados energéticos, Servicios de Ingeniería Eléctrica Cubana S.A. CIEXA, oferta servicios técnicos especializados, estudios ingenieros, geológicos, topografía, diseño, dirección de proyectos, asesoría y ejecución de la construcción, montaje y puesta en marcha de obras de infraestructura y objetivos energéticos. Con la mirada en el futuro, podemos construir juntos nuevos caminos.
A very interesting spot we have just seen as part of this presentation, Obel, to achieve the important goal of changing the energy matrix in our country, which is a very significant challenge. The state designed a policy for that. Can you speak a little bit about the evolution and implementation of that policy and the main goals to be met in the short term? Yes, first of all, thanks for being able to participate in this business forum and to be able to speak about the strategy followed by the electrical company and to speak about the business opportunities in this area. Cuba highly depends on fossil fuels for power generation. Today, we consume more than 4 million tons of fuel to generate electricity, accounting for 95% of our generation matrix. And in this regard, we approved a policy in June 2014 for the prospective development of renewable sources of energy, and based on that policy, we have been carrying out a series of projects in using different technologies for a total potential of 3,500 megawatts. We are working on wind farms, biopower farms, more than 2,000 megawatts in photovoltaic farms, because Cuba does not have a huge water resources potential. Regarding technologies, we should say that wind farms in Cuba have been in place as from the year 2005, when we established a series of wind measurement devices in the country, and we developed 13 wind farm projects at the northern part of Cuba, to the center and the east. And we are following different foreign investment schemes, state investment schemes. 266 megawatts are being generated from state investments. We have 544 megawatts as a result of joint ventures with foreign capital. The most important thing is that since these 13 projects have become operational, we have studied other areas, particularly in the center and the western part of the country, showing a huge potential for wind energy. We have identified around 900 megawatts in potential. We should continue to measure winds at 100 meters high, but we intend to continue to promote this technology. Regarding photovoltaic source of energy, we have a high potential in solar energy. We have identified more than 2,000 megawatts that could be generated by solar energy. We could very quickly develop solar farms. Today, we have installed 238 megawatts in 72 photovoltaic parks. 62 megawatts have already been installed with the participation of foreign investments. And today we have persons who are well trained and specialized in the assembly of these photovoltaic parks, and we have specialized brigades for their operation and maintenance. In this regard, Cuba hopes for an energy matrix whereby the total amount of power would be generated from renewable sources of energy. We have identified a series of projects included in the portfolio of opportunities. We have 190 megawatts in 7 projects in 9 provinces of the country to continue developing photovoltaic parks. Thank you very much, Obel, for this very detailed information. The Electrical Union is the main consumer of this technology, and of course, it plays a very important role in all business models, as well as the guarantees granted to foreign partners, including 100% foreign capital investments. Angel, could you elaborate on that, particularly on business models and the opportunities included in the recently launched portfolio? Good morning again, Carricarte. As my colleague explained before, we have an opportunity to be able to show our potential investors some data reflecting the strengths when doing business with our organization. As you said, I belong to the Electrical Union of Cuba. We are a company holding. We have as many as 42 companies. We provide a closed cycle in our businesses. We generate, consume, and distribute electricity in Cuba. We have 4 million customers, 4,500 million pesos in patrimony, and we produce energy that is worth 42 billion pesos a year. So the Electrical Union buys all the energy generated from renewable sources based on the legal framework created in our country, such as Law 118. So we design our policy as well as a business scheme offering foreign investors a business model that is attractive and secure. So in our bilateral relations, we can agree a contract for the long-term purchase of energy with a fixed value in most of the cases, thus ensuring that all the energy that is produced by these fully foreign capital joint ventures would be bought by the electrical unity and would be paid for immediately. We have continued, as Obel explained, we have continued to develop these modality. We have 100 fully foreign capital joint ventures. We have 325 megawatts being produced by these companies with all the wind measurements in place. And this is very important for feasibility studies. We need to certify the wind speed by an international agency. Out of these 45,000 megawatts, 325,000 have already been accredited. The rest are very close to start operating. In the case of all other companies, they are engaged in measurement procedures which will last for approximately 1 year. companies that might be interested in investing in this sector should know that this is very attractive for us because the execution term is relatively short. They do not require to launch a wind measurement campaign. We have 5 fully foreign capital companies in place, adding another 2,000 megawatts. There are as many as 62 companies which are already contributing energy to the main grid. The representative of that company referred to that project. This has been a very successful project. We have not remained static. We keep on working, and we intend to continuously improve our projects based on the experiences acquired from foreign investors, because we can also learn from them. We have managed to introduce some additional incentives to make this business model all the more attractive. Namely, recently we published the new tax exemptions of these joint venture businesses, whereby tariffs exemption will be implemented during the construction of these wind energy projects, and a period of grace of 8 years for the payment of profit taxes. Investors taking on the risk of investing will be able to see a quick return of their investments. So we believe that this model is a business model supported by the legal framework in place in our country, seeing to it that foreign investors could come and invest in Cuba with confidence. As from the beginning, we will accompany the entire process. We accompany the entire process since we identify an investment potential through the negotiation process, and then we facilitate all the facilities through our different companies. We have companies offering low tension, high tension, medium tension, construction services, maintenance services to support all these projects. Finally, I would like to say that according to this model, companies are the owners of their assets during the validity of the project. For as long as the project remains valid, we are suggesting designing of long-term contracts that will last for 25 years. Companies will remain valid for 25, 28, 30 years. They will be the owners of the investment for as long as the project remains valid, as from the construction period through the maintenance and the generation period. We will start as from day one buying all the megawatts these companies will produce. This is an information that should be given in the course of these forums, so everybody should know that we are focused on the transformation of our energy matrix. We are taking first steps. A total of 1,100 megawatts are being under negotiation with a direct potential foreign investors. We are in touch with them, and we are about signing a contract. So there are another 190,000 megawatts which we are promoting to attract new foreign investors. Thank you very much, Angel. Well, with these statement, we conclude this panel. Cuba would remain open for potential investors in a sector that can offer full legal guarantees for businesses So we call upon potential investors to contact the contact points included in our portfolio. Thanks to you. And we are awaiting the next panel on agro-food businesses.
Continue the panel with the agro-food sector, one of the top priority sectors in the National Development Plan for 2030. The authorities have set themselves the target of increasing food production, the manufacturing, and achieve food sovereignty with the challenges it implies. To tell us about the various business modalities and opportunities, we have a panel including Janeiri Harchet Abelo, a legal advisor to Ron Santiago, Yusette Yerena Diaz, Vice Chair Lady of Cuba Ron, Inocente Núñez, Co-President of Habanos S.A., and Jorge Cabrera Naranjo, Vice President of Tropical Contramaestre. To begin, we request Yusette to give us an overview of the development of rum exports and productions and the demand of a very prestigious product. It is more than a product, it is a representative of our culture. Thank you for inviting us. Cuba Rum is a Cuban company with 20 years of experience in the production of rum and a tradition of 150 years in the culture of our rum productions. It was incorporated in 1993, sponsored by the food industry. We have international and national prestige brands, Las Pelas del Norte, Cubay, Eminente, a new, very innovative product, and brands like Ron Santiago for the Ron Santiago joint venture, and Havana Club for the Pernod Ricard under a joint venture called Havana Club International. We have distilleries all over the country. In Santiago de Cuba, we produce rums there, like Ciru Medio, Isla del Tesoro, and other brands that are for commemorations. Then the Villa Clara distillery in the center, where we have Cubay, from elixirs to white brand products, then Eminente, and products like the ones like Caosan y Caguama. Then the distillery in Cardenas City, where we manufacture Perla del Norte, and Ronera Santa Cruz, where we have light rums for Havana Club International and other products we have been incorporating recently, like Ron Santa Cruz in the Santa Cruz distillery. We have many Cuban rum masters that have been recognized Cuban and in Cuba and abroad. They are part of the immaterial heritage of the Cuban nation. We have presented the candidacy of the Cuban rum masters to UNESCO. These masters are the ones who have handed down rum tradition from one generation to the next for 150 years, and they are the guardians of our rum production culture. Cuba Rum has been there for 20 years with foreign investors. We are working with international light rum distributors, and we are open to new negotiations for new products and brands we're working on today with the national and international markets, innovative products that we can work on. Thank you very much, Yusette. I think that in a panel like this, we must have this prestige Havana Club. We are celebrating the 38th anniversary of the joint venture that has played a key role in expanding the sales of this spirit in the world. We want to share an experience through a video with his director, Christian Barret. So let's run the video. Good morning. It is a pleasure to participate in the second business forum and to talk about Havana Club. I would like to avail myself of this occasion to try to give you a very short summary of the trajectory of Havana Club in Cuba. This is November. We are celebrating the 28th anniversary of the incorporation of the joint venture. I think that for those 20 years, it has shown much success. The company began with 7 persons selling a few cases abroad, and now we include over 600 people selling 4.4 million cases in the world, or 2/3 of our operations. So I think this shows the possibilities for expansion we have as a result of the joint work by the two partners in the venture. This capacity to manufacture very high quality rum in a continued manner, associated obviously to a distribution network at the international level with Pernod Ricard. I believe this, together with the efforts by these 100 persons that I mentioned, has allowed to score such success. The important thing is to have diversity in experience, in nationalities. That makes up for the wealth of the venture. This experience and strength in Cuba and by ourselves will allow us to continue expanding. I wish participants in the business forum to be very successful in their various activities and with their various companies in Cuba. Thank you very much to you all. Thank you. Inocente. Habano is an elite export product of Cuba. It has been positioning itself, and it is about 60% of the world market, excluding the US, thanks to the existence of global brands and its positioning. What chances does the product have in markets where it is not significantly present yet? Thank you very much. Habanos is a joint venture with over 25 years of experience. It distributes and markets cigars in over 141 countries. It has great strength because Habanos are widely recognized internationally, and that's how aficionados see it. For that, it has many strengths, including 27 premium brands with 320 specific products. That's a great strength. It also has international recognition as to the quality of the product. That gives us international fame and recognition. The distribution of products is carried out in all continents, and for that, Habanos has designed a network of distributions that includes 156 Casas del Habano, over 1,200 Habano experts, over 2,300 Habanos points, and also Habano Terra, Cojivas, and Habanos Longs. With that, Habanos can really distribute its products. As you said, our product is distributed in all continents, and actually in Europe you find 60% of it being sold there. Also in other continents we have 14%, 10%, and 17%, for a total of 100%. Actually, the distribution is very wide. There are many possibilities. Only we need to manufacture more, and that will make our business stronger. No doubt, Habanos is a highly successful venture, as shown by numbers. At the close of 2020, Habanos earned 507 million and decreased by only 4% compared to the previous year. As to luxury or premium products, they grew, and that gives us certainty as to the prestige of our product. Habanos every year makes great investments to promote its products. We know the magnitude of the Habano Festival and the recognition it has and what it means for product promotion for us. We must also say that our product accounts for 70% on the international market. The 27 brands, out of them, 6 are global, including our flag brand, which is Cohiba, that is turning 55 years. We are very happy with the outcomes, and we will continue working together with the agro industry to make our business more sustainable and more successful. Now, if you allow me, I invite you to watch a video on the 25th anniversary of the Habano SA Company Incorporation. Being a franchisor of Habano is being part of a family that is respected, a family that cooperates mutually, a family that helps each other, and a family that is highly respected in the world. Thank you very much for this excellent video, and congratulations on the 25th anniversary. We have another brand that is emerging with a great Cuban flavor. And to talk about the experiences with Rom Santiago joint venture, we have Janice Archie. So you have the floor. Thank you for the invitation. This joint venture is new. It was incorporated in 2019 in this alliance between Cuba Rom S.A. and a subsidiary of the Diallo Group to market internationally Rom Santiago de Cuba. This Santiago de Cuba rum is the premium brand. and it represents the highest expression of Cuban rum traditions. Recently, we have been involved in a redesigning process based on which we have presented recently the new image of several of the products of our portfolio. I propose that new image. We are already marketing it in Cuba, in several countries, in the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, the Ukraine, the Baltic states, where it is being sold already in this new format. We think it is a very good situation to show you videos that describe what we are doing with our promotion for the new products, particularly Ron Santiago de Cuba, Extra Añejos 11 years, one of the most appreciated ones in our portfolio, and a new product of the Ron Santiago de Cuba, which is Añejo or aged rum 8 years.
En lo profundo de la región de Oriente se ubica la cuna del ron ligero, donde mar, tierra y cielo se encuentran bajo un sol que nunca se pone. Viaje hacia el alma de Cuba, la cuna del ron ligero. Esto es Ron Santiago de Cuba.
Y para volar no necesito alas y tú estás conmigo.
Bien.
Thank you very much, Jainelli. It's a good show of Rom Santiago, and we wish you success in your new endeavor. The country goes along the path of facilitating trade, and powers are being given to various companies. Export hubs have been created. They're linked, and that is linked to municipal authorities, so the foreign trade is more effectively linked to local development strategies. Contramaestre is one of the hubs created with a joint venture represented by Jorge Cabrera. We would like him to share your experiences with us, particularly the product chains under the new forms of state and non-state production formats, and the possibilities for both exports and businesses. Our company was created after Council of Ministers agreement. It was incorporated that very year after through the combination of a Panamanian company and a Cuban company, Centro Caribe S.A. Tropical Contramaestre S.A. has high standard plants in Contramaestre area to process tropical fruits of good quality, as are those in the region, in that region of the country, and it's also focusing on renovation and innovation and farming productions to meet the growing needs of our clients. Among the greatest achievements of our company in the last 2 years of work, there is a product chains with over 100 farming, agricultural, and agricultural structures and companies, and over 150 private producers based on the new decisions in the country to have more economic actors. This is rendering very good results to us. We hope to grow with our farming production levels, and through product change, we will have more raw materials for the plants. Based on the investments that have been carried out in spite of difficulties we've been having to import technologies due to the tightening of the U.S. blockade against Cuba, nevertheless, we have been able to install new production lines, such as the multi-fruit line for processing mango, guava, maracuya, tomatoes, and other fruits, and lines for filling various cases and bottles and so on. We have also installed our inverse osmosis water treatment plant to improve our production. So the losses have been minimized to zero in the last few months. Also, we have been working on a certification for the quality management system according to ISO, and also with IRMA and other international agencies. We are also expecting to carry out more investments after the updating of feasibility studies to the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Investment. Now we will show to you what we are doing in our factories and plants in Contramaestre, and the immediate future we are expecting to live within and without Cuba. Thank you very much, Jorge. With these efforts and new rules and so on, the country will expand its processed food products production, and that we reach again the levels of the old days when we were exporting high quality mango products and La Conchita various products that we had in the past. We thank you for your interventions, and we have a space now to connect with Giordani Ferrari, the manager of the Colón Free Trade Area of Panama, a country with so much international trade operations. And with this zone, we also have trading relations due to the number of products Panama has always been trading within the region. Good morning, Giovanni. I hope there over the island everybody's all right. Can you hear me? Great. As I said, I don't know if you're listening to me. I would like to send my greetings to everybody in Cuba. I hope you are in good health and progressing in the last month of this year, and hoping that 2022 is a better year than this one, although this one has not been only bad at all. Are you listening to me? Please confirm to me that you are listening. Yes, we are listening. All right. I wanted to express my thanks for giving me this time to be able to participate as a manager. To me, it's an honor that I do appreciate. I mean, being able to participate in this business forum after listening to presentations of various fields like biotechnology, biopharmaceuticals, renewable energy, food and production. As to the free trade zone of Panama, I can say that there is a gradual process of recovery after the pandemic that has hit and sadly continues to hit our country. In the free trade area, we are having also a recovery in trade with Cuba. There are great opportunities, and here in this Colón Free Trade Area, I'm very eager to explore those opportunities in the areas, as I have already mentioned, and others. We feel we are the ideal point for having or becoming a springboard for manufactured products from Cuba to reach other parts of the region by availing yourselves of the know-how on the markets in South America, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. We have a lot of experience and know-how on trade with all those areas for decades. Definitely, there have been problems with the trade lines, and this has brought about very high freight prices or rates, and also the lack of supply of some products. And the free trade area must find new business opportunities, and we are very, very interested in exploring the Cuban potential for having alliances and for joint work so that we can really have successful trade. I personally have been working with the people in the Cuban embassy to coordinate a trip, a mission, to have in-person exchanges and explore these business opportunities. Particularly in the Mariel Free Trade Zone. I think it would be very interesting for us to sign a cooperation agreement between the two zones. The Free Trade Area of Panama has been here for 73 years, and thus it has a long experience and knowledge, and we can share such knowledge with a recently created zone, which nevertheless has great potential. We could support you with logistic and distribution activities and the marketing of products in Cuba. They might be imports, but they might also be exports that could be managed from there or from the Colón Free Trade Area to send products to regional markets, and also, if we are ambitious, to global markets. So I would like to congratulate you on the organization of this event and on the great presentations on the various fields. And personally, I say it again, I have high hopes to initiate new activities for a long-term relationship between Cuban trade and industry and Cuban and the companies operating in the Colón Free Trade Area. Actually, some of them have had long relationships with the island's authorities, but there can be new relations that are started with our community. We have 2,600 companies from all countries, from all continents, and we would really like to have links with more Cuban companies that could set up shop here in the Colón trade area. So I'm here for your disposal for any other information or intervention that you require from me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Giovanni, for your words. And we will welcome the Panamanian delegation whenever they want to come to revive international economic relations after the pandemic. Only integration will allow us to jointly position ourselves in the region and globally. So we can also discuss collaboration agreements. The Chamber of Commerce of Cuba and institutions are really willing to help you. We would like to thank the presenters in the panel, and with this we will conclude this series of panels that have been discussing the priority sectors of the Cuban economy. Thank you very much to the President of the Chamber of Commerce of Cuba, to the panelists, and to all of you for staying with us. We will have a pause, and we will come back, and we will have the last part of this second business forum. That is the closing session to be presided over by the first Deputy Minister, Ricardo Cabrizas Ruiz. Stay with us.